Well, don't we just love seeing layoffs in the gaming industry because AAA gaming is garbage. This whole industry needs to be laid off because there are too many garbage games coming out. A whole bunch of the industry has been invaded by women. All the good men either left or got kicked out. And I feel like every month I'm hearing about layoffs from some company. And now one of the most untalented, trash-born developers slash publishers in the industry is having layoffs, and that is PlayStation. You just love to see it. The idiots that made Concord, a game that they spent at least $300 million on, then they closed down the game after 10 days. These are the same idiots that just canceled a bunch of live service games. One of those being a live service God of War game made by Blue Point Studios, who made the Demon Souls remake and a Shadow of the Colossus remake. I don't know why you would waste Blue Point's time by forcing them to make a live service game instead of another remake, because they are known for remakes. They could have been remade like Jak and Daxter or Twisted Metal or something like that. But oh well, Sony just wants everybody to do live service, and now some of their employees are getting laid off. Let's go. And we have an article to read from Eurogamer. The headline says, more layoffs at PlayStation following live service cancellations. Every time I hear of layoffs, I'm celebrating because video games are garbage nowadays. The AAA Western industry is falling apart and needs to be laid off completely. All of these companies need to crash. A lot of these people do not deserve their jobs. They don't know what a good game is anymore, especially PlayStation, because PlayStation doesn't make games, they make movies. All of their games are fucking boring. Spider-Man is trash. God of War is trash. The Last of Us is trash. Ghost of Tsushima is trash. Nothing but garbage after garbage, trash movies, cinematic games. These aren't games. These are cutscene interactive movie simulators. PlayStation is one of the worst fucking developers in this whole industry, and they don't have a lot of games to look forward to. But whatever, let's just continue reading the article. PlayStation has been hit with more layoffs from its visual arts studio following the recent cancellation of multiple live service games. The layoffs come amid a restructuring of Sony's US studios, as an unknown number of staff from the San Diego-based visual arts studios will be let go this week. Visual Arts supported first-party development, including Naughty Dog's The Last of Us remasters, and while these new cuts include staff who contributed to the recently canceled live service game from Bend Studio, among others, Kotaku has recently reported the layoffs are more widespread. The news follows several canceled projects from Sony, including a live service game from Days Gone developer Ben and another from Blue Point reportedly based within the God of War series. Moreover, Sony canceled live service shooter Concord back in September, admitting our initial launch didn't land. No fucking shit, idiots. A month later, it was shut down. Developer Firewalk Studios as the game would remain permanently offline. This time last year, Sony laid off 900 staff, equating 8% of its workforce. The reductions were predominantly due to the closure of its London studios and the reductions at Firespark. On the flip side, Sony still has its Horizon live service game in development. Why? Which has now added former Bungie senior design lead Chris Proctor to his team as design director. At Bungie, his focus was on Destiny 2's weapons. And that's the end of the article. I didn't even know they were working on a live service Horizon Zero Dawn game. Why are they so desperate to make that franchise the next big franchise? Especially with that ugly ass character Aloy. They keep trying to push her like she's the next big female character. She will never be the next big female character because she's boring. She's one of these emotionless, robotic bitches. You see these type of women in entertainment all the time. I don't get the appeal of them. Nobody likes them. Neither man or woman likes them. But all these writers keep making the same type of character over and over again, and nobody likes it. So stop making it. And on top of that, she's not going to be that popular if she's fucking ugly. If you look at a character like Lara Croft, she's only popular because she's attractive. That whole character is literally just what if Indiana Jones was a sexy woman. So I don't know why you're expecting Aloy to be that next big female video game character when she's ugly as hell. It's never gonna happen, and people are tired of live service games. And now you're making another one? Have you not learned your fucking lesson already? You wasted Blue Point's time. They're gonna be making another remake. Are you fucking retarded, Sony? Let the live service trend go. All of these different developers want to make Fortnite money, but they don't want to make a good game. Nobody wants to spend all of their money on every single game they play. A lot of people just want to play a fun game. Every single one of these fucking companies want to milk us dry. They want to take all of our money and bankrupt us. And I am so tired of that shit already. And you want to still continue doing live service games, Sony, after you already canceled a few? And you're having layoffs all the time? This direction that you want to take the company is not going to end well for you, because gamers are sick and fucking tired of being milked dry. And in other PlayStation news, one of the worst PlayStation games of all time will not get a sequel. And what game am I talking about? The Last of Us Part 2. And apparently Recently, someone asked Neil Druckmann whether or not there will be a Last of Us Part 3, and it doesn't look like that's ever gonna happen. And we have a tweet here to look at from Discussing Films. It says, Neil Druckmann says The Last of Us Part 3 might not happen. Quote, I guess the only thing I would say is don't bet on there being more of The Last of Us. This could be it. Good riddance. Nobody cares about The Last of Us anymore. A lot of people love the story of the first Last of Us. Me personally, I don't care for it because it barely has any gameplay. Gameplay matters more than story. I would say that story doesn't even matter when it comes to games. Back in the day, games didn't have that much story. They would just have a little bit of story to give you an excuse to go from level to level. And now there's way too many story cutscenes and dialogue segments and walk and talk segments. There's way too much talking in video games. I just can't stand it. I just skip a lot of cutscenes nowadays. So I never liked The Last of Us Part 1. Everybody hated The Last of Us Part 2. You murdered the main character of the franchise. Are you fucking stupid? You introduced this disgusting, big, tall, buff, muscle woman named Abby, and she beat Joel with a golf club. The story of that got leaked before it came out, and then Naughty Dog was striking people's videos down. So fuck Naughty Dog for that, and fuck Neil Druckmann because he is untalented trash. He's best friends with Anita Sarkeesian, who everybody hates because she doesn't like video games, but she wants to get rid of all the attractive women in gaming. I do not see the appeal of Neil Druckmann at all, especially with his most recent game that got announced, that Intergalactic game. The moment that game got announced, everybody was making fun of it. So everyone is excited that Neil Druckmann will never make another Last of Us game because he destroys everything that he touches. So oh well for Sony. Sony is just getting bad news all around. Layoffs and no new Last of Us games. Oh fucking well for Sony. I do not like that boring ass developer. Get your shit together. Stop making everything a live service. Go back and make sequels of games people actually want to see, like Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Twisted Metal, instead of worrying about The Last of Us. At the very least, remake those games with Blue Point, and the market will decide whether or not it gets sold or not. But it doesn't seem like Sony will ever learn their lesson. So oh well for them, I guess. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So PlayStation, go fuck yourself.